Hey guys, Deathdream here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play NieR Replicant. Alright, now that we've done our side quest sweep in the last episode, we're gonna head on over to the Forest of Myth, see if we can't figure out what the fuck's going on over here. I hear an ice cream truck outside. Alright then. Wonder what we're gonna find in the Forest of Myth. This one is a nice looking place.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way, I'm certain of it.
You know, a little optimism now and then wouldn't hurt, Vice.
Such cheek.
I mean, with everything that's happened NieR, can you really blame him for not being optimistic? Magic capsule. Guess that increases our magic damage. Alright.
Beware the words.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words. Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Oh, I'm glad they actually voiced all of this. Vice's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
Are you fighting with the narrator? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at NieR and Vice.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Deathdream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor determined the Deathdream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes. I think you have.
In other words, we've caught the death dream?
Before the mayor could confirm NieR's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who NieR had seen, and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
NieR and Vice racked their brains but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Vice does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Vice looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
I'm so glad they voiced this. The anger created by his harsh words had bled over to NieR like a contagion. Wait, said NieR suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Oh, now it's not voiced. Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. "You must have said something, right?" asked the mayor. "Some specific combination of words? What was it?" "It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it?" "A sheep?" cried Vice, suddenly blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, NieR's face suddenly lit up. "I remember," he said. "Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it." At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at NieR. "That sounds right," he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. "My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep." The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. "For the last month I've done nothing but study the disease we call the Deathdream," he said. "I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams." The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. "I should probably be taking notes or something." Vice immediately fired back. "I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams," he said, "but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it." The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. "I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out. But I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it." He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. "My village was beautiful," he said to no one in particular, "and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until that happens." NieR nodded in agreement. "Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod." "Look, if we can be of any help," said NieR, "just ask." "Now hold on, I did not just say that!" Silence! Cried Vice. Grimoire looked from NieR to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. "Grimoire Vice's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes?" The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. "Oh my god," he said. You're right! I had no idea you were coming!" "The human imagination is a limitless engine," said Vice, "and dreams are fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out." "Thank you," said the mayor. "I don't know how I can repay you." "Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place." The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. "Good luck, you two," he called at the departing forms of NieR and Vice. "We're all counting on you." As NieR slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. "I saw this man once before," he thought. "But where?" NieR's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging NieR to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, NieR snapped. "Okay, Vice, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk!" NieR leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. NieR slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Weiss, what's going on? NieR could see Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting inside a tornado. The insects screamed. The forest howled. And then, just as NieR's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Yeah, sounds. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, NieR began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise. It's something else. The insects weren't just calling out. They were asking a question. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? Would it be a seesaw? Something that's ideal with 2 people, but dangerous with 3. Oh, it's a seesaw! Weiss's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. When NieR came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words. Words he had heard somewhere before. Guess that wasn't it. How should I know? How should I know? Alright, the answer is a secret. Inwardly furious that Weiss had left the task to him, NieR sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before NieR like a rippling wave, opening a new path. Those forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, NieR moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said NieR after a bit. Weiss spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, NieR picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Weiss. Now answer it. NieR grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Sunlight. Sunlight! A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I've misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look! Cried NieR, awaking Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? NieR walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began NieR, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and end the night with 3. What am I? NieR tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose. Well, at least it's an easy one. 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, 3, end the night with 3. What am I? A man. A man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor! Cried NieR. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry? What's that mean? It'll make sense in time. At present I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of Deathdream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As NieR watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When NieR and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they saw the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight to the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to him. Good gravy, he cried. You made it! You actually made it back! His left hand grasped NieR's and pumped it so fiercely that it threatened to dislodge it from the socket, while his right hand seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. NieR withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Deathdream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as NieR filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them lay down on the forest ground and fell asleep. NieR cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second, this is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. NieR and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Weiss, it is words that control the Deathdream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. Once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. This is the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. He might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear they'd awakened from their dream. NieR shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an awed voice. We did! I'm back! He blinked once, then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The Deathdream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at NieR and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor with as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Weiss. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Deathdream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, and then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained when the prayer was finished. It's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. NieR and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Weiss, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, NieR mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too. NieR tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the Deathdream. It probably doesn't mean anything. NieR gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. What exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Dark Execution. Oh, that's the spike one. That one might be fun to use.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Don't overthink advice.
How strange. Oh, there's side quests here.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Oh, we can enter their dreams too?
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath a stairway in the long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior! I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh, I sob. Surely this is the product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain and I am forced to turn away. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is NieR. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as NieR extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought I'd hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes around each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I found a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet, all are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door of the next room, I come across a shapeless mass of gray matter. It's been shoved aside the side of the wall, against the side of the wall. Despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. Insanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound. Whether scream or laughter I cannot contain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors. Let's try east. North. South. No. North. West. The end of the path. A row of heavy wooden casks lies on their side in a dark chamber, doubtless they are filled with wine. My thirst roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and pull frantically at the cork. The theft of a few cups means nothing, I tell myself. Casks will be ruined by the flood regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack, and a thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine. It is blood still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. The foul liquid soon mixes with the rising floodwaters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. Wow, the gods, are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Disgust quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, sending me toppling over into the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back my screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out the rooms of freedom. Alright, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, so I turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people have lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth, decorated with motifs of flower and birds, while the encircling figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck with the desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I can see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted on the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. Alright, the water has risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb bastard! Shouts NieR. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut short by the rising water. Grimoire of ice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It's already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. Cool, I game overed. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. I don't feel like reading anymore. I think all of those are optional anyway. Alright, well, we got the sealed version, that's all that matters.
So how was the village?
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Neat. Let's get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
Alright. Oh, shades. A lot of shades out and about now. Alright. Before I go talk to Popola, I do want to turn in the quests we have. You can start with the lady at the tavern. Then I'll just head over to Seafront real quick. Tell that girl's fucking dead. Probably have to give him the Prestige.
I got your eagle egg.
Thank you. Give me a moment here. And here we go. Could you bring this to my grandmother for me? She'll probably be near the fountain in front of the library.
Sure thing. I'll get it to her as soon as I can.
Old Lady's Elixir Plus. Alright.
Ma'am, I've got more medicine for you.
Oh, what a nice young man you are. I've been just sick as a dog lately. Why, just this morning I woke up and found a giant.
Oh, okay. I'd better get going. You take care of yourself, all right?
You've been such a great help lately. Here's a little something for you.
2,000 gold. Alright, eagle completed. Now we just gotta do this flower one. Alright, so Tavern Lady requests are all done for now. Devil has got a few. Let me actually check my requests. It's the rainbow trout melon. That's the one we're doing right now. Yeah, sharks and rice. It's probably 10 melons. And then 10 wolf hides. See, all stuff I'm gonna end up looking for off screen. I think the only thing I can do for melons is just grow them, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Although, you know, I could check the grocer here in Seaside. And that big ass shade's back. Killing the deer for some fucking reason. Alright, I think this guy was in the plaza, right? But overshot it again.
So? Did she get the letter?
I'm sorry, but she wasn't home. And on our way back, we were attacked by a shade that dropped this.
It's a Frisia. Do you think... No, she's alive. I know it. And I'm going to keep living my life for her.
I see.
I'll stay here and keep the business going. After all, you never know when she might come back.
Alright. Let's head back to the village and talk to Popola now. Okay, moving on with the story. A lot of fucking reading this episode. It's like, what am I playing, FGO again? I should probably get back to recording some more of that. I'm trying to remember, what do I need to have cleared for the fucking, Lord Almaloy case files crossover? Part 3? Lost Belt 3's intro? I better finish Godhead Damarong soon. No shade now. Wondering what exactly it is Popola's gonna have for us now. You know, if anything.
The Deathdream certainly is a strange illness.
Yeah, it was something all right.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
You guys did well. You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yona's sick after all.
If you say so.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is one thing I could use a hand with. Have you heard about our plans to repair the canal? The work probably won't happen for a while, but once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things. Unfortunately, however, we're a bit behind schedule at the moment.
Huh.
If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. What do you need?
Great. So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days. I'm starting to get a little worried. So, maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on him? I'll mark the location of his house on your map. He always carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Alright. I should have waited on going to Seaside. Heading over there right now anyway.
A canal, is it? Fascinating. If we had a ferry, we could put these days of endlessly running about behind us.
Wouldn't that be the life?
Don't you just float everywhere anyway?
Do you think I am borne aloft by the winds, lad? It takes stamina to maintain this height.
Oh, really?
You could at least try to hide the utter dismay, you know.
Alright, yeah, I mean, hey, having a canal to use for fast travel would definitely be very much appreciated. Man, they really want to make sure you get the lay of the land before they give you a quick travel, huh? Ah, shit. Oh, I thought he was back for a second there. Huh. Not that far, really.
Hey, are you the guy who's supposed to help repair the canal? Popola sent me to...
Oh god, it's over. My life is over.
Surely you must realize nothing good can come of being involved with this particular endeavor.
Yeah.
Easy, Vice. Hey, so, are you alright? What happened?
It's my wife. She left home a week ago and hasn't come back. I'm so worried I can't even focus on my work. Oh, my sweet dumpling, where are you?
Ah, that's terrible. Would you like us to help you look for her?
Really? You do that for me?
Sure. But do you have any idea where we should start?
Well, she always used to enjoy drinking at the tavern with her friends.
Alright, then I guess we'll start with them.
Thank you. This means the world to me. Oh, and by the way, my wife always carries a red bag, just like mine. If you mention that, it might ring some bells.
Alright.
I've met some odd couples in my day, but none who felt the need to wander about flaunting matching luggage.
You need to get with the times. Coordinated outfits are all the rage.
Sure they are.
Plus, these bags are special. We bought them for our anniversary. But now my sweet dumpling is gone. And it's all my fault. Oh, God.
Okay, just stay calm. We'll go look for her, alright? You sit tight.
I'm willing to bet that man knows more about his wife absconding than he's letting on.
Yeah. Probably does.
Hey there, I'm, looking for a woman carrying a red bag.
Are you now? Interesting. Did something happen to her?
She hasn't been home and her husband's worried. Do you know anything about where she might be?
Trouble in paradise, is it? Oh, those two never change. Anyway, the short answer is no. She hasn't been around here either. Though come to think of it, she always got on well with the woman over at the tackle shop. Maybe you should try her?
I'll do that. Thanks.
Hey, what's the rush? You've got a cute face. Why not sit here and join me for a round? Or 3?
No.
Sorry, ma'am, but I'm not old enough to drink.
Kinda still just a kid here, lady. Alright, one at the tackle shop.
Hey there, do you know a woman with a red bag by any chance?
A red bag? Oh, sure. Although now that I think about it, I haven't seen her in a while. Last time she came around, she mentioned something about leaving town, but I figured it was just idle talk.
Leaving town, huh? Alright, thanks for your time.
If she has truly left this charming hamlet, finding her may prove most difficult indeed.
I just hope she hasn't been attacked by shades or anything.
Guess we'll just have to see. anything marked here. Probably gonna encounter something out here. No deer at all. That's suspicious. Yeah, shades.
Something about that shade seems rather odd.
Oh boy.
Hey, look at this.
It is identical to the red satchel carried by the man who sent us on this mad quest. Perhaps it belongs to his spouse.
Oh no. Do you think the Shades got her?
I fear it likely, lad. I sense no other activity in the immediate vicinity. We were too late.
Well, this is terrible. What are we supposed to say?
However difficult it may be, we've no choice but to tell the man the truth.
Alright, let's go break the bad news to the man. I'm sure he's gonna take this very well. Hey, buddy.
Hey, did you find my sweet dumpling?
We didn't, but we got this off a Shade.
Oh no, this is hers.
So our fears were correct.
Oh God, how could this happen to her? This is all my fault.
If I may, my good man, why did your wife leave home in the first place?
It's because I
think we should give him some time to himself, Vice.
I kind of want to know why she left. Guess we're not gonna get that though, huh?
Honey, I'm home.
What?
Good heavens, you're a wreck. What's wrong?
Bitch, your bag!
Dumpling, you're not dead.
What in the world are you talking about? Oh, you found my bag. Thank you so much. I can't believe I went and dropped it like that.
Oh, this is such a relief.
Okay, seriously. What's going on?
Well, let's explain.
I see. So, you found a Shade with my bag and assumed I'd been attacked and killed?
I'm just glad you're safe, Dumpling, but I'm also so sorry. This is all my fault. Oh, if I didn't eat that apple you were saving. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot!
This is really what this is about.
Listen, I promise I'll never eat anything of yours again. You just promise never to run away from home again, okay?
Run away? Have you lost your mind? I just went to visit my parents.
Huh?
I told you about this. Going to see my family, gone for a week. Remember?
We're trusting this man to fix a canal?
Ugh, are you serious right now? Why don't you ever listen to me?
Lad, my brilliant intuition suggests we should beat a hasty retreat from these two with all speed.
Some good intuition, Vice. You know, I suddenly remember some other important errand.
Oh, hey, I have to go pick up a fish from the fish store.
I can't believe you didn't listen to me, and you ate my apple. Ugh, you are the absolute worst.
What? Oh, like you're some perfect angel. You didn't even care enough about our anniversary to hang on to your bag. You, kid, I'm right about this, yeah? If anyone's wrong here, it's my wife, right?
I gotta go to the fish store, dude.
Wait, you're asking me?
The wife? I don't know.
Well, an anniversary gift is an important thing. You probably should have taken better care of it.
Oh, so I'm the bad guy now, Is this fun for you two? Do you like ganging up on a poor innocent woman? Ooh, you disgust me.
What? No, that's not what I meant.
Besides, it's pretty rich to come after me for an apple when you threw away my entire stamp collection.
Ha! You're damn right I did, and I'd do it again. You are nothing but a hoarding slob.
You know, we really gotta get going to that fish store. Oh, not again.
Oh, there. My husband's in the wrong here, isn't he?
Pardon, but madam,
Honestly, you're both horrible.
Oh, enough. The both of you are at fault. Now apologize to one another and end this ridiculous display.
Talk for a floating magazine.
Oh boy.
I see you finally agree on something.
Let's get out of here, shall we? Oh, we're just gonna stick around for an hour.
Do you not even understand how frustrating this is, you colossal oaf? This is exactly what I hate about you.
Fine, hate me. I'll still sleep like a baby knowing I'm not an unreasonable hag like you.
Oh my god.
Vice, what do I do?
You turn on your heel and walk away as fast as your legs can carry you, my good lad.
That's it. I have had enough. Instead of belittling me, why don't you get a proper job? Everyone in the neighborhood treats me like dirt, and it's all because of my unemployed slob of a husband.
Actually, I have a job now.
Wait, you what? You're kidding. Why didn't you tell me? That's great.
Well, I sort of wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh, you big silly Billy. Well, this calls for a celebration. Come on, I'm going to bake you a nice apple pie.
What the fuck just happened? Wanna weigh in here, Vice?
I have no idea what just transpired, but it has utterly exhausted me.
Me too.
Well, looks like they made up, so all's well that ends well?
In the course of all that madness, I have forgotten why we even came here in the first place.
Oh, heck, the canal! We need to ask him about the canal!
Damn it. Alright, hey dumbass.
I can't thank you enough for all your help.
Sure, but listen, we need to talk to you about the canal.
Oh, right! That's why you came here in the first place, huh? Well, now that my love life is rolling in clover again, I'd be more than happy to get going on the canal work.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here.
That was exhausting.
Tell me about it. Anyway, let's go give Popola an update.
Oh boy. If we never have to deal with those two people again, that would be that'd be great. Come on, Boar.
The couple with the red bags were a strange pair indeed.
Yeah, to say the least.
Boggles the mind to think their relationship can persist despite such intense squabbling.
Well, they looked pretty happy in the end, at least. Maybe the secret to living a happy life is sharing your feelings, even when they're sort of mean and weird.
If you adopt such a strategy, I may leave for groceries one day and never return.
No, Vice, don't leave for milk and not come back. Oh, boy. Yeah, it just goes to show there's all kinds of relationships out there. Not necessarily all of them are good relationships, but you know, all kinds. All kinds. Alright, well, at the very least, got that done so we can tell Popola about it. And probably after we talk to Popola, I'll just end the episode. And I might spend some time off screen after this, just trying to gather some of those materials for some of the quests. Probably.
Goodness, it sounds like the canal repairman had quite the problem on his hands. I'm glad everything turned out all right. Thank you so much for your help.
Don't mention it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the canal turns out. If you need anything else from us, just say the word.
Hey, wait!
Huh?
Yeah?
I almost forgot. Yona is looking for you.
Oh.
Huh?
She said she needed something from you. Time to go play Big Brother for a bit, huh?
I guess so. Thanks, Pobla.
Wonder what Yona wants. We'll find out in the next episode, though. Alright, so I'll end things off here. And the next one, we'll go back home, see what it is exactly Yona needs help with. I'll see you guys then. Bye!